Chelas of my heart, students of the light, torch-bearers of the temple, I, Morya, have come to remind you that the power of God can be released from your God presence if you will but center your consciousness into the peace that resides within the fohat. For blessed hearts, one need not produce the force of the outer will to have released the fullness of all that is required for the protection of the Christ consciousness as it is coming forth, not only in your own life stream, but in the life streams of many sons and daughters of God. For you to have a great awareness of that Christhood within your own consciousness, you must be comfortable in the will of God. If not, there will be all manner of dis-ease within your members, for you will resist at every turn the insinuation of the Christ consciousness into your outer vehicles. You will not desire to let go of the reins of the mind long enough to have imparted to your outer consciousness the wherewithal, the direction, the fortitude that you are to maintain in these outer vehicles. You will not have the peace within your own emotional body, for there will be so much agitation, resisting the winds of the Holy Spirit integrating each of your spiritual centers, that there will not be a place for the Christ to reside within your own emotions. And the strength that is required to maintain the courage for battle within the outer most physical temple will be diminished, lost by the wayside, if there is not enough of the love of God as a magnet for all that is required to nourish the physical body, to fill the emotional body, to generate the consciousness of the mind of God within your own outer consciousness, and to have you prepared with the shield of the light coursing through your body temple. Blessed hearts, perhaps it sounds as though I am arming you for battle. Well, indeed I am. For it is not only a battle that rages outside of your walls, of unreality, of turmoil and chaos. But, blessed hearts, there is a body that yet within your own consciousness is raging. You must learn to surrender these bodies into the consciousness of your own God presence. For then and only then can you be God victorious. Then you will be armed with the shield of protection, the sword of truth, and the arrow straightway to make its mark, with a consciousness sending forth enough of your own momentum to draw back to you all that is just, all that is to be. For forget not, blessed hearts, that you magnetize into your own life every aspect of that life, good, bad, or indifferent. And for you to have the victory and stand for God good, there must be enough of that God realization going forth from your being. It is not that you suddenly are divorced of these outer appendages and are determined that only your God presence will win the victory. I tell you, blessed hearts, each of these vehicles of consciousness you wear are to be imbued with enough of the Christ consciousness that when you win the victory as the mighty I Am presence, it will be through these vehicles. You will have exercised every right decision, every right emanation, every right creativity, and the deeds that you will have performed along the way will be of God good. You will have extended the love of your God presence through your heart flame in this physical octave to those in need, spreading comfort wherever you go, nourishing, feeding, teaching, illumining, healing, and yes, blessed hearts, calling forth God's love to transmute and to bring into the fore all that is required to be changed. For the magnet of God's love will take any negativity, any degradation of God, and swiftly, by your calls to the ruby ray, respond into that which is pure, holy, has within it the elements of its inception. Is this not what you have prayed earnestly for many incarnations? Some of you have been on bended knee before your altars day and night, crying out to God to bring a salvation to the earth. Blessed hearts, you are that salvation. You have the gift to release the light of the ruby ray. You have the attainment within your own Christhood to release illumination's flame and teach. You have the opportunity of incarnation that puts you in the right place at the right time to exercise the gifts that are extended to you from every corner of God's kingdom You need only grasp it, ingest it, and make it your own. For under the auspices of the garment of your Christhood, you may perform those sacred works before the altar that allow the land and all of the people that are embodied and will embody upon the earth to receive the blessing of the sacredness of your invocations. But if you do not utter the words, release the fire of your heart, maintain the constancy, take authority where it is given to you, and carry it out, day and night, night and day, until the victory, there will not be the action from your life stream that was needed. Those incarnating in this era are numbered. They are not some diaphanous mist that we hope will collect to take up the torch and fulfill their fiery destiny. No, blessed hearts, we know which ones will come and learn what is required. We know their name, their flame, and the purpose for their incarnation. We know the divine plan that they are intended to carry out. Just as we know you, and you, and you, and you, for blessed ones, we have planned well with your God presence. For collectively, it was decided before your incarnation what your role would be, what you would carry out, what was capable, how much of your own karma would need to be transmuted or otherwise held in abeyance by the lords of karma so that you might fulfill the calling for this lifetime. What is the mission, you say? How do I know if I am on the right track? If I am fulfilling the divine will of my presence? You know, blessed hearts, when you tend to the flame of God at your altar, when you invoke that light, and then you maintain that light throughout your day, in right action, right thinking, right dharma, right use of God's light. And as you do so, you discover that more is given, and where more is given, more is required of you, and you begin to see the seas part. And there is a light that is undeniable, leading you into your divine destiny. This is how the will of God is anchored within your own life. This is how you manifest the fullness of all that you have are required in order to make your ascension. This is how you unfurl the divine love that is within you. For is there one among you that does not love enough to pursue the heart of God? I think not. For this is why you have come. This is why you listen, why you give the decrees, why you enter into service. This is how you prove the law for yourself. And many of you have been engaged for some time in exercising the divine right given to you to call forth the light of God and to have the Christ command over these vehicles of consciousness that you wear. And learning has become a way of life for you, and you have embraced it, for you have recognized that as quickly as you learn one lesson, there is another dimension to that same lesson to learn, and it builds upon itself until you have the grasp of all that is to be shown to you of that divine estate of cosmic law. Blessed hearts, I have waited till now to speak to you, so that when my word goes forth across the land, there would be those who would see the intent of my eyes through this messenger and would know that I would not lead you where your presence would not have you go. I would not have you engage in some folly that would waste the very precious hours of your life. I would not have you love, save to love God first, and then, in receiving your own God-presence love, you would know that the desire of your presence is to love God in life and to set that life free. This you are capable of accomplishing if you will engage. Have you ever heard of anyone completing their victory on any task that has not engaged? You must connect, not merely with your mind, your emotions, your physical body, and all of the subplanes of each of these bodies, but you must connect with your Holy Christ self as the presence of God in the office of the Christ. You must connect with your mighty I Am presence, and you must connect in the allness of God through these vehicles, so that when you are that single I Am presence from the heart, speaking the words of the command that the light should go forth, you will know, for it will resonate through these vehicles as a vibration, as a tone, as a light, and it will accomplish its task. But if any of these vehicles are unengaged, can you begin to imagine how disjointed, how ineffective that call might be? Give your attention, not only of your mind and your emotions, but of your stature as you give your calls. Let the spinal altar be straight. Let your heart be ablaze for the love of God. Let the shield of the white light all about you, as the tube of light that you have called forth from your own God presence, hold you inviolate of any encroaching energy. Let the violet flame course through your vehicles, and let there be the descent of your own causal body to assist in the giving of your calls, so that you will have the former talents brought to bear upon that release. And when you, blessed hearts, experience the flood tide of light that can go forth, when you have determined to be engaged in this holy work, you will see how a golden age can come. For it will no longer be of question. For if one son or daughter of God can perform this work, then others likewise. And is this not the message during this Eastertide that all celebrate, of the one Son of God that came forth to proclaim, I am? Can you do less? Would your presence expect less of you as you walk the earth? The light of God is so close at hand that those who feel separated, desperate, diseased, alone, need not any longer. For one only needs to accept that within their own heart is the presence of God, waiting to be breathed upon by your attention, by your love, by your discipline of the outer vehicles you wear, so that when the heart flame elects to unfold through your outer vehicles, it is not stopped by some pettiness of the human creation, some doubt or fear, some resentments or recalcitrance, some human ego determined that it does not need God or any such flame. Oh, how foolish and petty, when at the blink of an eye your world can be changed. You can have the hand of God moving through you. You can have the clearance of your pathway on this journey of life by the hand of God. You can be the one to raise his torch high and hold it fast, so that others might see and know. You, blessed hearts, can have the love that your heart hungers for. It is right there. You need not search for that love among men and women. It is within your own God presence. And when it fills you to overflowing, you magnetize the perfect one to share your life with, the perfect community in which to reside, the perfect mandala to lend your talent, so that when the day is through, the victory is complete. This is life in which you live. Won't you make the best of every opportunity? Won't you grasp the gifts that the gods and goddesses of the ascended octaves have extended to you? But most importantly, won't you receive your own God presence right within you? For the presence desires to give you every good and perfect gift, every talent that you need, fulfill every necessity of life, surround you with all of the comfort, the loved ones, the communion. The presence awaits you. And when the will of God has been ignited sufficiently by the blue flame within your own heart, you will see all of these things come to pass. For I, Morya, have looked to the future record of your own life stream. And each one of you will surpass what you have thought possible in one lifetime, if you will but strive to the heart of God, fulfilling your fiery destiny and proclaiming God to all of life. I, Morya, will extend my shield to you till such time as you have learned to extend enough of the flame upon the altar of your heart to keep that shield burning brightly from your own countenance. I will hold fast to the vision of your victory, and I will be there at the close of your incarnation to congratulate you on a job well done and a victory won. I thank you.